Welcome to Aggieland's very own GK Studios podcast, where we represent and elevate the bar for the keepers of the culture. I'm your host, N.A. Trey, G Class. It's now in session. Today, I have the honor of introducing this next guest. He makes us all look good.
I look good, touch my swag, kiss you good. I look fly, I look good.
Especially where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? So, I've known this cat for a long time. I've seen him grind all the way to the top. And without further ado, Mr. Chalie boy himself.
Glass, blow them under the candy frame and we show I know I smack. Oh, I'm not crazy, I'm just waiting on work.
This for them Fords, Oldsmobiles, Buicks, and them Chevys, Cadillacs, 24 inches high sliding on Pirellis.
That's their signature.
Man,
What's up, man? How you feeling right now?
what's good, brother? I'm feeling real good.
Man, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
Man, so first thing I want to ask you, man, who gonna win the NBA title?
I have no idea. But I'm from Texas, so anybody still in it from Texas, let's go.
Riding with the Mavs.
I'm gonna ride with the Mavs. So hopefully Texas can bring some home.
Okay, I can feel that. We always got to represent for the home team,
Of course.
always. But man, Mr. Chalie boy,
Yes, sir.
one of the biggest songs to ever come out of the state of Texas. How does it feel to have that honor, man, attached to your name?
It's just a blessing within itself. I can't complain. I'm thankful. I'm grateful. I've done a lot of work, and it's a beautiful piece to add to my catalog and artistry, and just So it's a piece of fun. It's a piece of hip hop. It's a piece of Texas culture now. So I'm thankful for it. Not only just Texas culture. I mean, it's nationwide.
Man, and that was no attempt to minimize,
not at
your
all,
accomplishment to Texas.
Not at all.
Like, the first time I was watching the Super Bowl, was it the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I hear, and I looked at the TV. I said, man, ain't this,
Yes, sir.
bruh,
Beautiful
Toyota.
feeling. Toyota.
I said, man, he didn't go on worldwide. Universal from
Yeah.
right here.
Beautiful feeling.
Man, and tell the people where you from again.
I'm from Hearn and Calvert, Texas. Brazos Valley, yes sir. That's
The
where I
979.
represent. 979. Hold
See,
it down.
So officially, I'm just gonna tell you, you are like, you that dude, man. Like from where we from.
I appreciate
I'm gonna give
that.
you your flowers, man. Like you that dude from where we from, man.
I really
Like,
do appreciate it.
and it's one of those things, man. You don't really get to tell like people that all the time. But I'm gonna tell you right now, man, because I remember, what was it, the Shack on Texas Avenue?
Yeah. The Shack.
The Shack.
That was the spot. Whenever, as far as, getting access to screw music, you had, I forgot, JQ and B-Bad had a screw shop right on MLK across from the gas station. I think it was used to be a barber shop. It might have been a barber shop. I can't remember the name of what they called it. But you had that right there in the middle of Bryan on MLK. Then further down, right past Villa Maria, you had the Shack right by the pawn shop. And but as far as having screw music, sold in the music shops, then were like two of the shops that was really getting the music screw music and hip hop music outside of Hastings and stuff like that. They were actual hood spots where you could come in and feel super comfortable and actually get an opportunity to listen to the music. You know, it wasn't, look, you either buy it or you get out. They gave you opportunities and selections, and they wanted you to check it out, as well as showcasing and playing music of the local talent in the area. So it was a place to really get everything you were looking for, and then some.
Exactly, man. That's how we got. I mean, you hit it right on the head, man. Because I think the shop that you referring to was Tip Top.
Tip Top, yeah.
Yeah, back then that was Big Watt, and yeah, and you know that's C-No's kinfolk.
Yeah.
From Botany Boys. Shouts out to Botany Boys.
Yep.
And
C-No's from the family and everything from the area as well.
Yep. We got ties. So I mean, it's like when it comes to the music game, and we want to talk about a 979 Mount Rushmore, you definitely on there. Like, you the front face, fam.
I appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? And then we gotta throw Spice One on there.
Oh, of course.
People forget, you know, we've been slept on a little bit.
Nah,
you know, so
he was never slept on. He was never slept on.
No, not him. I'm talking about the area.
Oh yeah, the origins of where, you know, because it's kind of like one of those. A lot of us, when we from this area, we disperse and go to other places, but it's kind of like the Bun B effect, the Port Arthur and H-Town. Wherever we go, we accept it, because we just are and do what we do so much to the fact that people gravitate to us no matter what it is, whether it's us in the doctor field, whatever job we holding on, especially music. When we do it, like it's something special about it, and people take notice to it. And we represent, even though we done lived somewhere for so long, it don't matter. Family reunions come around, you see our faces, we go home, you know what we represent and what we hold on. That's that 979.
Yes, sir. Very well stated, man. I mean, that the fact that you see JQ, you mentioned him, came from here. And you see where he's at now.
Yep, Mr. Pimparelli.
But he's the same dude.
Yep, never changed.
And that's something I think that speaks volumes, because we keep, you know, our values are unique.
Right.
And we appreciate you, you know, representing for us, definitely. So let me ask you this. Is that your favorite song to perform? I Look Good?
Nah. Like, it's not that I tell people this all the time. When it was created, the statement was, I'm gonna hate this song. I don't, because I created it. I love the process of making it and everything. But just like everybody else says, man, I hate this song because I hear it so much. It was before it ever happened. I said, I'm gonna hate this song because I got one. I got one that's gonna be in rotation just like all those other songs. So as much as I love it, I never hate performing it. It's one of those, like, that's a given. That's gonna be performed no matter what. Until I die, that's in the performance catalog, whether it's requested or not, it's in there. Look, so
we go to a Chalie Boys show and we don't hear that, it's gonna be a ride.
Yeah, it's gonna be some noise talking.
I've seen you perform it. And I'm gonna tell you, it's one of those tracks that you are in possession of, man. That's a magic one. Like, when you go to see a show and a performance, it's one of those tracks that captivates the audience, man. That energy just hits you.
Yeah.
You know, because it's a feel good track, man.
Yeah, and not only that, like, because of that song, even though I wish it wouldn't have been my initial debut as far as a national signing record single, it still put me in the eyes and put me in the places of a bunch of people and unknown fans that became fans from getting paid to come sing that song and them hear all the other things that I have in my catalog and how I sound. So it's a full overall blessing. I'm thankful for it, and it keeps giving on giving.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, you know, how far that song took you, but you didn't do that by yourself, right?
Nah,
you had a team, right?
My team.
And I'm familiar with some of them, but you know, elaborate a little bit about like the team, like what it took and who they are, man.
DJ Bull, B Dibbles, my manager, like at the time, and he's no longer working in the field now, but my partner J Mark, who was in the lab doing the work with the engineering and everything, and finding and bringing me beats to work on, us grinding out a whole bunch of projects and everything together. Like as a whole, that was us. Like it don't seem like it was a whole lot, but we all had our hands in doing a whole bunch of things to get this working. DJ Bull in the front office, Brian with the management, locking down the paperwork. All it seemed, and J Mark, like I said, we're getting the beats and finding production, us all getting together, coming up with what we need to get situated as far as song selections, timing of dropping, staying relevancy, all of those things. We were brainchild and everything and putting it together. Without those guys in the way that we did what we did, I Look Good probably wouldn't even be on the shelf.
Okay, and respect, because you named some people that I know. I've met them in real life, and they go get us. They definitely make it happen for you.
Sir, we are all about our business. We work as a well-oiled machine.
Now tell me a little bit about like Dirty Third. How did that come about?
DJ Bull is the head of Dirty Third Records. It came along before I even got started with the label.
Okay.
I came along, I think it was around 9-8 when they got started. Don't give me the line.
It's all good.
You had to go Google check or holler at Bull for the actual establishment. I came along in 2000 to jump back to the Shack. Donald Gambrell, aka B
Man, rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Was also a part of that well-oiled machine that
yes, sir.
would put things together. He and Bull were running it on the Shack, and they would put it together every Friday. I graduated in '98. In 2000, I was working at Sanderson Farms, tossing chicken. Come in every Friday, buy R&B CD, rap CD, and a screw CD. So every time I come in, I'm just doing what I do. Listen to the music. He put me on to it. And the good thing about Noah was here to sell, keep his shop going. So whatever you wanted in the shop, he make sure. It might not buy a whole bunch of them, but I'm gonna get at least 2 to test the water, cause I know you want them. You want one, so you at least gonna buy one. I'll test the water with another son. He'll take your feedback on what you might want in the store and get it in. I buy it. So I buy those 3 every time I come in. And as far as some of the artists that were on Dirty Third Records label at the time, they would probably work on every Friday. So I see at least one of them work in the shop, whether it was Rhino, Coop, Sir Coop, or Tight, even Red. Yep, Tight. Brian Texas on. Or should I Gross?
Shout out to Tight,
AKA the Gooch. So I come in every Friday, get some music. One day, some old high school friends from a rival town, which was some girls, came in. It was like, man, we ain't seen you in a while. Sing something for us. I did a little something. And Lord heard me. A couple days later, throughout the next week, he hit me up and said DJ Bull wanted to know if I wanted to come sing some hooks on a project. I was like, cool, it's whatever, it don't matter. And I was down, so I went down there, and they were in the process of working on a tape. I knocked on the door, Tight opened the door and had this funny look at me like, what's up? I'm like, what's up? He said, what's up? Meaning, what's good? What you doing here? I gave him the rundown of why I was there.
That's him.
He told, yeah, that's exactly him. He said, man, hold on. And he closed the door. And it was a little hot minute before they opened the door back. Well, they didn't even open the door back at first. I was like, nah, man, I'm good on that. I'm gonna go ahead and go to my car and head home. So when I turned around, started heading to the car, they opened the door. It was like, come on in, talk to Bull. He was like, well, yeah, Noah told me you wanted to jump on the tape. I was like, nah. Noah told me, you wanted me to sing a few hooks for your project. He's like, nah. I was like, well, you know what I'm saying? Well, I ain't tripping on that. It's not a problem. Yeah, look, just like we said, that's tight. That's Noah. That was Noah for you. And he was there. He was like, say, man, it still works itself. All right, you can still do something. I'm like, okay, no problem. So I did a little something on the first project, which was called No Holds Barred. And when they heard me, they was like, okay then. I was only thinking about doing like a track or something. And they turned around and say, man, you want to jump on something else? I'm like, cool. So I think I did 3 tracks on that project. And then it dropped. I ain't say nothing. I ain't tell nobody nothing about being on it. And I come in, when it dropped, I come in on that Friday. He told me what to look in the CD player and check out track. I think it was track 3, and it was playing No Holds Barred project in the display. I was like, all right, man, that's pretty cool. I mean, it wasn't like I hadn't ever heard my voice recorded before, but something that somebody else was putting out to make sure it was getting in different areas. It was cool. But I ain't think nothing else of it. It was just doing something, having a little fun. All right, cool. Hear it playing around. Get home, I hear it playing around at least by like 4 or 5 cars. So I'm like, okay, people been going to the shack. And now they wondering like, who is this dude, Chalie boy, blah, blah. I ain't say nothing. We did a couple more. They asked me to be on a couple more projects. I got on. I'm hearing them. They still like, man, who is this Chalie boy? I ain't saying nothing. I ain't worried about it. It ain't no big deal. I'm having fun. It is what it is. And it's even more fun to see some of the people jamming it hard as hell that was super haters of mine. It's nothing like small amounts of success in front of people that swear they got bad blood with you and blah, blah. But if they don't know nothing, they all happy for you, successful, and whatever you doing is building up where you from. They all for that till they find out who you are. So that's why I ain't say nothing. And
wise.
And even for the point that I really, like I said, I really didn't care. It is what it was. I was just, let's see how far this can go while I'm doing what I'm doing. Then they asked me if I wanted to jump down with the label. I was like, all right, cool. And we had a show going on.
And that's Dirty Third, right?
It's Dirty Third Records, Freestyle Kings.
Yes.
We had a show set up at the Pavilion in Hearn. And they finally realized that, oh man, that's Miss Mary Lee's son. And I was like, yeah, that's me. They're like, man, why you ain't tell nobody? The proof is in the pudding. If I'd have sounded whack going around before I came out and said, hey man, I'm on this tape, y'all go check me out, blah blah. Even if I was really good, just by knowing the fact of who I was, you would find some type of criticism or critique or something to talk down on. So it's better sometimes to just be silent and show off what you got out loud and let them hear it and just wonder who it is. And from there in 2000, it went where it took off to.
It sure did. And I want to backtrack real quick. This is all while you working at Sanderson Farms, right?
Yes, sir.
You hear that? My man, you was working a full-time job, right?
Yes, sir. Getting it in. Overtime in, doing everything. It was no problem. I mean, when they asked me to jump down, it wasn't no, I'm finna take off. I'm finna do it now. I'm finna blow up. I'm finna quit this job. And nah, it wasn't even nothing like that. Like, first off, because I didn't have that mentality anyway. Second off, it's just a part of this. What I do is I work, so I'm gonna work, and I ain't gonna quit when I ain't got nothing bringing no money in like that. And at the beginning, it wasn't just no whole lot of money. I can say we're blessed to say that we didn't when I got on with the group, there was no instance where we had to do things like pay to get on for shows. Like we received some monetary gain the whole time when we would go out and perform. Any place that we perform, we got some money put in our pocket or back in our pocket, which we in turn put back in towards the company.
Respect. So what do you think like was able or enabled you guys to be able to operate that way and function that way versus like today everybody's charging artists to perform?
Well,
you know, or people, I don't know if everybody is, but people are paying
as the most. Like, that hasn't changed. That was like that then when we started.
Okay.
But it was just, I could say it was the quality and the way we handled promotion, working on every project that we put out. Even when I first got on the first project, No Holds Barred, like we were dropping freestyles on tracks, and then somewhere in the middle we'd have our own promotion for booking. Hit us up, blah blah. And then even DJ Bull owned a club in Huntsville called the Ballroom, so we drop in promo for, and then every Friday, Saturday night, come holler at us at the Ballroom. Maybe we there, maybe we not. But if you listen to this project and you hearing something that's jamming and you hearing us say that we gonna be there, every now and then somebody from out of town will try to come to the club to be like, man, I'm looking for them. Maybe you'll see us, or maybe we'll be at a show, or maybe we're in the back recording. Either. So we were dealing, I'm not saying it's about being super smart, but all the people on our squad had sense and were trying to work whatever promotion management that we could do, we would put together. We may create t-shirts with Freestyle Kings on them, or the Ballroom. We wear them, promote them. We talk about come get some shirts. We have,
I seen it.
We have like towels, or put little flyers together, or when we drop a project, even though it was, and when we started out, it was paper cover projects. I mean, over the CD, we still have an extra piece of promotion on it, not just the case, and you could get the track listing on the CD along with the booking info. Like it don't seem like it was a lot, or it was just super great, but just steady being in your face and showing you every time you got a project, a CD, when somebody decided they might have wanted to jump or get a feature or see about getting DJ Bull to mix something, or even be curious and try to call and see about them trying to get down with the label or get some management done. Then we had the number on the CD. We were telling you where we were, telling you what go on, and even though it's a CD and it's already put out, it's after the fact. At the time, it was kind of verbalizing and vocalizing interaction with the listener.
Exactly. Definitely. The way that you write songs, do you prefer freestyling, or did you go in and like have something prepared when you got to the studio?
That was on No Holds Barred. It was freestyling, and then he picked one song where they would have to write something. I pretty much freestyled everything for No Holds Barred, but at the time we were working on transitioning to being more pen to paper, to have everything more solid and have more quality other than just going off and fucking up and things like that. We wanted to be more conformed and have it more streamlined and able to be packaged and sold and reworked and continue to get calls and book for features and tours and shows. So it was freestyling here and there. If it made the cut, then it's good. If it was whack, you want to be on this track sooner or later, okay, pen and paper, or cut that, put that together with that, work on something else. All right, cool.
Now your team is sharp. They A1. So
yeah, my team is A1.
When you speak of making the cut, who was the one that decided that I have my idea, of who it could be. But you tell us, like, who has the final say so? Like, who had the final say so?
I mean, all together, the squad had the
Okay.
final say so. So
Team.
yeah,
Gotcha.
the team. It was like we gon' all right. How many say yeah to that? How many say no? All right, you good. All right, it's not good. Okay. Yeah. I think we just gonna scrap this whole song, and everybody be like, yeah, you right. So we'll go to something else.
Got you.
So it wasn't no dictatorship.
Okay.
Even though somebody established it all and we together as a group, it was still we gonna make decisions as a group.
Understood. I just know Bull for being A1 on his
Yeah.
business.
You
being
right.
sharp, you know what I'm
That
saying?
is true.
And Dibbles is too.
That is true.
So, I mean, proof again, I'm watching the Super Bowl and, you know, hear your
Yeah,
song. So-
Look, and that even though you heard that on the Super Bowl, it took a minute to get paperwork and,
Okay.
and okays with the way it was edited. It took a lot of yes, no, okay, let's do this, let's change this. And on our part, for the most part, it was just like, what do you think about this? I think if y'all like it, let's go ahead and go with it. Okay, what you think about this? I think if y'all like it, let's go ahead and get it ready. Let's get this paperwork signed and finalized, and let's go. Where it's not just like that, because I wasn't handling the back and forth of the paperwork. I was one of the ones with there was that received the final edit and was like, oh yeah, that's nice, let's go. And he was like, ooh boy, if you knew everything I had the back and forth with for it's like it's a commercial. Yeah, fine and true, it is a commercial, but a commercial is just like a movie. They go through so much filming and editing processing to make sure it's done. And as far as him being a hands-on guy, where he was like, man, I feel like I'm a movie producer or a filmmaker. All this editing and looking over I had to do, like they inch this way, Chalie, and then they inch this way, and I'm like, it's the same thing. He was like, nah, and they were like, no, it's not. I'm like, okay. So he probably sat through at least 300 to 400 different edits sent to him.
Damn.
In a short process of just looking over, like, we gonna send this one in an hour. I'm gonna look at this. All right, we'll change this, blah, blah. Okay, send it back. We gonna send this. They send it back in 30 minutes. Now I gotta look at another one. So I was like, I really appreciate and respect, like, the hard work, grind, and consistency of my team, my squad, and knowing that it's just like I would have to do when it come down to working and networking songs or working with a person. I don't just, when you pay me for a feature, I don't just sit down, knock down my stuff, send it to you and be like, it is what it is. There's no, can you do this? No, you paid me, I did it, I sent it, it is what it is, be satisfied with it. I don't do that. I make sure that you get the best quality work. I give you a couple asks and edits. Are you satisfied with it? If not, all right, I'll change a little bit. If you are, okay, let's go with it, roll with it. Appreciate you, appreciate me, thank you, let's go. So I know how it is to be back and forth with something being tedious. I appreciate them for being who they are and putting in the work and making sure paperwork is the thing that gets done. Because at the end of the day, you can make a million songs and put them hoes out and make not a penny on them and have more than pennies out there to be received and picked up, but you'll never get them because you didn't do your paperwork.
Understood. Business has to be tip top,
Yes, sir.
you know, handled, you know, in a professional way. And I'm just trying to stress the importance of a team, man, because, you know, without a team, this game isn't possible anymore. You know, it's too many different aspects that have to be worked, and you know,
unless you build like that,
you might be.
unless you build like that, because I can say it can still be done. Because okay, I give all props to Toby Nwigwe and his team. Even it's still a team, but for the most part, Toby was the guy that put in all that footwork and had the ideas and stood on his plan.
Mm-hmm. If you
His
build
plan,
it.
not his team plan.
Yeah.
The plan, he was the team himself, and he put the team together once he established his plan. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying, we both not saying it's not impossible, but for you to really make an impact and do what you need to do, because you can't be manager, be an asshole manager, and expect people to book you and pay you when you've been an asshole to the people trying to get you. And so you got a manager for the most part as the mediator. You can be a manager. I'm not telling you can't. I'm telling you though, if you don't want that hassle and you want to have a bulldog be a bulldog and mediator for you, then that bulldog has to be a manager or someone you call as a manager to do what's needed to be done, as well as things like publicists it's not 100% necessary, because you, like with social media, you could be your own publicist by the way that you do your social media platform and promote your music and go out to get sponsorship and things like that. But if you don't want to deal with that hassle, that's another thing you need. You need a manager, you need a publicist. Those are two heavy things. Outside of that, when you start getting big or you start making any type of ideas, you don't have the connections to get into the entertainment circles. So you might need to once you start making some money, you're gonna need an entertainment lawyer. All these things are coming if things start popping. And if you behind the ball, or you're not paying attention, or you think you can do everything legally, all it takes is one screw up to put you in debt.
That's
and definitely in debt too.
Yeah.
Cause you're not gonna ever be able to make that change back.
This game is cutthroat.
It is.
It's cut, and it's definitely gonna take some money, to make the money. There's a lot of people with different ideas of how you can always innovate, but the one thing it's gonna take is some bread. It's definitely gonna and some sweat equity. You can't be afraid to have that full-time job like you did, and still and believe in yourself. A lot of people want to run to the streets, make that fast money, because it's being advertised that way in the game right now. And it's what kept you out of that element?
My mother and my family being afraid of my mother.
I know I can relate.
Man, I promise. I'm not gonna lie. I got a strong mother that is respected, and with that, she was a teacher. Well,
okay.
she retired, so she was a teacher, and she taught a lot of people in the area, in her, and all my cousins, anyone that were bad actors or whatever, they already knew before I even had any type of conversation or things like that. Were like, nah, you know I can't fool with you. We can't hang with each other. Like, what you talking about? Man, your mama killed me. Like, has she ever said that? Yes. So, I'm like, and you believe her? Yes. So, there was a lot of situations like that. And the fact of her telling me herself, you got, one of those parents, you got one time to screw up. Like, if it involves you going anywhere and getting yourself locked up and putting handcuffs on your wrist, I don't care what it is, you only got one time and that's it. But if and when you get to that one time and I get you out, you still gonna have hell on your hands. So I ain't want no problems with that, and my cousins didn't want to get no problems with that, so it was really like no option to get in.
Gotcha. Did you ever have to make that call from jail? Me either, because I called one of my homeboys. I was not gonna call my mom.
I ain't had to. I never. I'm not gonna say sir. I ain't do no foolishness, and I ain't get active in the street. I'm not gonna say that, because I'd be lying. I'd be lying like a motherfucker. Yeah. But there was never no situation to where it turned into me getting hemmed up or put in no type of situation.
Respect. Respect, man. Yeah, I can respect that. So how does it feel being responsible for, man, I can't even count how many babies was probably made to your music, bro.
I try not to think about that.
Man, Bumper Grill start off with that one. It just keep going, man.
Like, man, that's I can't say I'm proud of literally getting the comments of, man, you don't know how many babies I made off that. Like, that statement is a real one that I've heard by guys saying, man, you helped me get in the paint with this one. to women, man, I can't stand you. I'm like, I apologize. What did I do to make you not stand me? I was on one that Friday night. He played the right Chalie boy song, and you know, it is what it is. I say, oh, congratulations. How far along with you? I drop tomorrow. Congratulations. And I'm so sorry at the same time.
Man, can't put that child support on you though.
Yeah, you can't.
That's y'all fault.
Yeah.
He just got you there.
Yeah, don't even attempt to take me there. They ain't gonna say all of that ain't me.
Man, God, so I'm gonna switch gears real quick, man, because we got a lot of current events that have been happening recently, right? And you know, we from where we from, and we've seen a lot of different experiences when it comes to, you know, the different culture interactions and stuff like that, man. Like, how did it make you feel when you saw the news from Buffalo?
Man,
and I know that's a vague question, but
when I heard about it, I'm like, that's sad. And then, you know, it's super sad. It's aggravating and everything. But then you saw some snippets in the actual news where the person comes in, sees someone like him screaming at him about "don't hurt me," and he says, "I'm sorry."
Yeah. Then
goes to hunt down other people that don't look like him nor the person that he apologized to, and guns them down. That's a really aggravating situation. That's one of those that triggers some deep aggression within you, that you, even though you can help it, it makes you feel like you want to just snap on somebody. Like, your response to that is an actual, it's 100. You can feel that way to react towards something like that, even though you know you shouldn't. Like you feel you got the right to do something to somebody for hurting people like that. Like, it's I can't truly put it into words. It's just, other than just, it's sad and it's disheartening, and it continues to happen, which just makes it disheartening more.
Yeah. And the reason I asked you, you know, a broad question, a generalized perspective on that, is because I think one thing people don't realize is how it actually affects people, like traumatically.
Yeah.
Across the board.
PTSD is a real thing.
And yeah. And then I'll take it even a little bit further. The way the suspect is handled after
you just won a race or something, like nothing, like you just walked out, like
it's
step this way.
It's like it's you, man. I think T.I. said it once, like, you got it's a certain level. You can't be a fool and you can't be competent at the same time, you know. And at some point we have to, like, ask, you know, how is it a pattern this way every time and a pattern this way every time, and we still continue to accept that? I mean, it's like blatantly obvious. Because
the overall protectors are not our protectors, and that's the simplest, easiest way to say that, because we have we have we have our own family members a part of that system that we wish and hope can change that system, but at some point, you being where you are in the position you are, you truly have no power to change that until you advance in a position, and that might be a long time. So the anger builds up as well for those amongst us that we know are a part of that system. It's not their fault. It's still the fact, though, that this is a system and you're a part of it, and I get angry every time I see you. I don't hate you. I don't want to do nothing to you, but just you being close and I can communicate with you, and me still have the feeling that if someone calls on my household, on my son, on my wife, on my father, on my mother, on my cousin, any one of my relatives, and I know you and you know me, you might possibly pull up with another partner of this system with you, and things go seriously and dangerously bad for me, even though you know me. That's a very scary and dangerous thing.
Indeed.
Because it also shows that you truly don't know someone.
And we really don't. We really don't, man, because when somebody gets put in a situation, it's after the fact that we, that's just how it works, And the sad thing is we've placed our lives in these people's hands when it comes to the police. And once again, it seems like we get showed repeatedly, and a lot of people try to blame the media, right? But I'm one of those people. I'm like, nah, let's look at what has energy, what's alive, the people. You know what I'm saying? And like the media is just an entity, right? I consider the media like a scale. And people complain about, oh, they only show this. Well, do something to tip the scale. Don't be mad at the scale.
You got the same thing. I mean, they got a lot of money behind them to be in the position, time slot, and everything they are. But I mean, let's think about it, man. Since you and I were growing up, it might not seem like it was a big thing, but they had news with black analysts and everything on BET, informing us of the things that we needed to know, things that occurred with us, about us, first and foremost, before anything else was showed, so we could know firsthand. We know y'all not looking at the other news stations, so we're going to give you the information as fast as we can and give you the rundown about everything going on with black as far as we know. That's been going or was going since I came up as a kid. It took money, but there are social media platforms and everybody, intelligent people that are informed, that get as much information as fast as the normal media-based platforms get. And if we don't invest or put in our own, so we can know about our own, so we can grow our own, then that's always going to be the problem. It's the people problem. It's not just the platform problem, because overall, the platform is owned by someone that doesn't look like us, act like us, do like us, or want to be like us.
And all we want is respect, and that's a seat at the table, or we got to make our own table. And the thing about America is it's all of ours, and like Chalie Boy doesn't go into the studio and make music, I don't, from what I feel from your music, you don't go and make music just for certain people, you know what I'm saying? You make it for people.
I make it for people in general.
Exactly.
And I mean, to be more elaborate, to be honest, I don't make music for people. I listen to music. I like what's made or what I hear, and I want to make some music like that. It just so happens, and I'm thankful and blessed that it does happen like that, that people enjoy my music.
Yeah. Say that.
I think about what's going on. Yeah, there's a lot of songs that I make that are happy. There's some that's sad. There's some that's inspirational. There's some that's gospel infused. There's all types of music that I make. I listen to all types of music. I get all types of ideas, and I put my idea of what I want a song to sound like. And it could be horrible to almost every person that hears it. I made it because I wanted to. If you don't like it, then I'm not mad. If you do like it, I'm not super happy. I'm appreciative that someone understands where I was coming from with my perspective of making this song. It's ingrained with the functions and everything that's going on throughout the day of the topic and the idea of it. But that's my opinion. It's my thought process. Cause a lot of people make booty music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Excuse me, I got tongue tied. Booty music. A lot of people make gangster music, drill, trap. A lot of people are watering down every genre you can think of. But there's still always something about those that are so-called at the cream of the crop that are getting listened to the most. Something about them is gravitating. But they're not. They're making it mass produced for the most part to get money. Yeah. If it's good, or if it caters and it gets your ear, then they've made something that's taking your attention, and that's the goal. That's their intent. They know it's about making money, so that's gonna happen. Me myself, I make what I want to make because I felt good about making it. If it don't sell, then I'm gonna make it something else again. I never made it for the whole aspect of just generally generating money. I don't care about the fame. I do this because it's really stress for me. Now, I'm not gonna say I haven't made some, just like we talking about.
We know.
Just like we talking about the media. I'm not gonna say I haven't made anything that hasn't been a part of adding to the problem. I've talked about trap style stuff.
Okay.
I've talked about sexual activity, and once it's out there, I have no control over who hears it and who keeps listening to it. Once again, I made what I felt or what I liked that was in my mind, and I put it out. I get paid for it. Thankful. If it's trash, I get no monetary gain. I get no comments. I get no likes. Probably a whole shitload of thumbs down. I'm still confident and happy about my creation though. Nobody else's thought wavers my process that if this bombs, then I gotta come back and make something great again. I'm not driven by the fame. I'm not driven by the change. I do this for my expression. This is what calms my nerves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of other people not like that. Back to the topic that, I can't say I'm not, safeguarded from what I create, because anybody can take anything that I've ever said and try to flip it, or if I said it for what it is. I'm not the same person that I was in 2000, So, and also the media platform and the sensitivity stage and range where we were was totally different from then to now. A lot of things that were said then are nowhere near. They're almost, censored now, to be honest. And then it's no difference. It's censored. Certain words are censored if I personally say them. But if someone that's connected to that says that, then they say it's fine, it's okay. But that's a dangerous slope as well.
Yeah, especially right now. Like
sensitivity is at an all-time high.
Bro, I was watching that. I think it was the E40 Ice Cube. They came to Houston in the West Coast tour, whatever, the West Coast Icons. And man, seeing Ice Cube perform some of his songs from the 90s, I was like, I'm expecting some of the words to get bleeped out, but nope. He just rolled right through them. But you know, you going to see Ice Cube.
Yeah, you know you're going to see Ice Cube. You know his catalog, and you came near his catalog because for the most part, he doesn't have any current 2022 music. He dropped something in 2021. It's still not, you know, on the caliber of the things being said of the 2021, 2022 artists, but still the language in what's being used today is just equally as harsh as the language that was used when NWA came out, and they got banned. Think about it. Luke and them got banned for the things that they say, and now that those language and those words are being used almost uncensored on the radio now.
You think we're going back to that, where they gonna start censoring again?
Nah, because they see what people like, the masses that own radio and everything. Like, you could hear the word bitch on the radio, even if it's,
you can,
even if it's censored. If it's censored, check this out. They edit it so much to where you hear the bit or the BIH or the BIT, and then stop it, and like it's okay. And then a radio personality will get away if they mess up not editing saying bitch, and they don't get trouble for it. They might get extra ratings because so many people calling him, oh, y'all let one slip. The ratings are going up, so they don't even care. They don't even give him trouble as much no more. Think about it. Hell, ass, bitch, hoe, you know, all these words are being used on the radio.
That sound like a what's the name verse right there.
Exactly. So, like, they've lessened the regulations on so much stuff that was super regulated then, but yet you still listen to it.
So whose fault is it? Is it the consumer or the provider?
Both.
That's deep.
Because at one point, outside of people that are just owning and not creating music, they gave us the platform for us to do whatever we felt was our best to shine and get as much money or get as much attention as possible. Because think about it, there's weird songs being made. Like, a lot of people might not know this name, but it's a comical guy and it's funny. The guy named Weird Al Yankovic used to make comical spoofs off of celebrity hot songs, just like we would remix, and we screw up and we would remix other people's songs and their beats. Weird Al Yankovic would do things like that, and there was a genre for that music that he created. People would listen to it all the time. He didn't do no cussing. People be like, how does he even make money? There are so many different types of people and genres that are looking for their quirk or quirkiness to listen to, and the producers of the radio record labels and everything, they look for that. And once they find something that they can make money off of, they're gonna go search for the next one that could duplicate that or outdo what was making numbers for them. So of course they're part of it. They there to make money. We there overall as artists. We here not just to. It used to be about flat out at a point being informative, trying to help the community, and then you had even NWA was informative. They were talking about what was going on with the cops and everything in their community. That didn't mean that it was going on in yours. But some places you could relate to the aggression. I mean, think about it. I could tell you stories about just driving and touring through Alabama and Mississippi at the year 2000. And cops down there were just as aggressive as the cops that Ice Cube and them were talking about in L.A.
Probably more.
Say the wrong word, okay? We still got a town. We still got a town heading out on I-10 almost to Louisiana. That's still, though they might not have that sign there no more, you still know not to stop there.
Oh yeah, my partner was doing some business there about it was recently, and he said they was running a little late, and they signed the paperwork on the purchase and everything, and he said the man looked at his watch and he was like, hey man, y'all might want to speed this up because y'all gonna need to get out of here by sundown.
Exactly. Though the sign might not be there no more. That mentality and that ingrained in those people there, and as well as the people that's a part of the system we was talking about, that have jurisdiction over there and everything, that's still active today.
And I think, man, you keep saying that word system, man, and I think my opinion on that is that's the issue, and it's set up where even if, like you were saying, we try to take it over or participate in it, man, it's set up to where until that happens, it's
on
straight
the
losses.
Constitution. I mean, I could, the honest black and white thing is, no matter what we do, and I'm not being negative about it, we can make so much impact. At the end of the day, it's a piece of paper that still says we are less than a man. Me, you, people of my skin color, we can do everything. We can become billionaires, trillionaires. But that constitutional paper still says that we are less than a man.
Yeah.
So every other thing that we are working towards to change only gets us spoon-fed to a point until it says we are equally a man. All of that makes no difference, because that is the complete system. That's the system in the package. You can change and reboot every other piece of that system. Until you take that piece out and correct that piece, nothing is ever going to be what we feel it should or needs to be. They just pacify us with everything else.
So what part do you feel music plays in the healing process for America?
Music is a universal language. There is drama, there is pain, there is love, there is acceptance, there's anything that your brain could possibly think of, any sensation that your skin could possibly feel. We have lyrics and words all across this whole wide world to describe and put us in that moment and make us feel that way. That's what music is. And like I said, it can sometimes make us or break us. Something we've gone through, the wrong song plays, you'll never stop a man or a woman in their personal space from crying or being happy or feeling like they on cloud nine. Music is a universal language, and it's not, people say that, it's the cause of things. No, we as people individually, you have to take ownership and accountability of the actions that you do. It's not about the music itself. Music ain't making you do something. Music help put you in a mood that you were already in the mood to do something, and you took action. That's still your own part. But music itself is a universal language that motivates, that gives you all types of emotions. And the right choice of music will
make babies.
Will make babies. we'll do a lot of things to inspire other actions to
a catalyst.
But it is not the gun. It is not. It's not the gun. It may be like PTSD and other emotional things and breakdowns. When people say trigger, it may be a trigger, but it is not the gun.
The trigger's in your mind. It's in the kill switch is on the gun. And yeah,
you're the gun.
Yep, that's it right there, man. Speaking of like the music, what are you working on right now?
Man,
what's coming up next for Chalie Boy?
I don't have a definite date on the project.
Okay.
I am in the lab putting music together.
Now,
yes,
where you recording at right now?
Right now I'm at Gatekeeper.
GK Studios.
GK Studios and wait, you claim College Station or you claim Bryan?
You in College Station right now, but you know what I'm saying. It's the 979.
979 Gatekeeper Studios. They've been doing quality work, quality sound, mixing, production.
Shouts out to P, the CEO.
Shouts out to P. So when I got time to catch up in the lab from kids and doing other jobs,
Kids.
taking care of my family.
Okay. How many kids?
I got 4 boys. One's
4
graduating.
boys?
One's graduating this Friday.
Round of applause for that.
Graduating high school and
Okay.
continuing his career in college at Tarleton State
Oh,
University.
look at there.
So,
Look at there.
Yeah,
Okay.
man.
Man, that's a
Proud
blessing
father.
right there.
Proud father, man.
That's a blessing right there. 4 boys, huh?
Yes, sir.
Man.
Man, and as well, back to that, I doing some recording here at Gatekeeper. Got some projects coming. I knock out features. I do a little bit of ghostwriting. So though I'm not putting out my personal projects, I'm still in the mix and still working on other things.
Gotcha. So if somebody wants to like follow you on Instagram right now, let everybody know what your Instagram handle is, your Twitter, all your social feeds.
@D as in dog, the number 3, CHALIEBOY. That's D3 Chalie Boy.
At D3 Chalie Boy.
Yes, sir. @D3 Chalie Boy. I don't
do the
accept. I don't accept a lot of people on my Facebook. That's my personal page. So, but I do have a D3 Chalie Boy page set up.
Okay.
That's my fan page. Everyone go through that. Be a part of that. Liven it up. I thank you. I always put stuff up on it. Twitter is the same. @D3 Chalie Boy.
And you interact with people, don't you?
As much as I can.
Yeah.
You know, there are some things that you just leave alone because people just say too much.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that, man.
Just because you have accessibility to a person doesn't mean you just say whatever it is you want to say, because it's gonna be bad either way. You talk to a high profile celebrity that does respond back and you say something sideways, they're gonna look bad possibly for what they respond to you, but you also got to take into effect, this whole thing called cancel culture goes both ways. You could get ran off your social media, everything. You could shut it all down. So be careful about that. That's what I talked about earlier about the sensitivity.
Yeah.
What you say gets overpowered with everyone's opinion now, and then everyone's opinion spins what your initial thought was, and which spins a whole bunch of different thoughts out after that. So be careful what you say, be careful what you post, be careful what you do on social media, because it affects more than just your social media page too. Young kids, do y'all thing, be happy, be cool. But know this, sooner or later, man, you trying to get that 9 to 5, they researching your media pages now. So
Man.
don't go too live on your live and let it get caught. So
Yeah, we just saw that in Atlanta. I think the DA and the Young Thug, the big high profile case right now, just getting all the attention. I think she said in one of the clips, we use social media, after she chuckled, we love to use social media because people love to tell on themselves. And I'm like, man, at that point, maybe you need to be. I don't know. I don't recommend jail for anybody. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, if somebody gotta go, it's gonna be the one that's volunteering, right? I mean, you voluntarily put your
if somebody, you did. I mean,
dirt,
and you have no control. You can't shut that down.
Yeah, because they building them. They built them in the 90s, and they gonna keep them. Like, man, I was saying they legalizing marijuana in a lot of places. That's freeing up a lot of beds. And you think they gonna let them stay empty?
No, definitely not. I could. Hell no. They definitely not. So if weed's getting dropped, we know some of the systems crooked. Don't know if they don't like you, be expecting to get dropped with something else harder to keep you in there. I'm just. It's not like it ain't happened. But it sucks that they are using social media to try to incriminate you. It's one thing to use social media and you actually find something that somebody individually did, but not going off somebody's lyrics and all that, because that's not always real. But when you making music and then you jumping on social media at your own, by your own will, and doing certain activities that look in relationship to what you're talking about, and something may occur that you're involved in, and it seems
say your name.
Somebody says your name, they might have paid or actually was a part of something. You've incriminated yourself. That there's nobody else to blame in that situation but you. So stop putting stuff up for people you don't even know to like.
Man. I had to give it a moment of silence for that one to sink in, because it's that basic.
Yeah, that's it.
It's that basic.
I mean, you tell your girlfriend, hey, stop telling your girlfriend it's our business, because I don't want no problem when one of your girlfriends approach me, or vice versa, when a female says that to their man, stop telling your boys all your business, because when they approach you, you're going to get mad, and then something pop off, or y'all in a dumb relationship, something going on, and something happened. Like, who put that out there? None of that was ever known until you opened your mouth and said it. Like, that's that. Now it's amplified because of social media, and then you want to be like, I don't know what you're talking about, and your girlfriend be like, what is this? Or you turn around and do stuff like that, be like, okay, that's not what you said when you was on your girl's trip, or things like that, so it's out there for the evidence to be put if you find it, because you put it out there for everybody to know. So it's nothing you can do when somebody comes back and says something. Like, I can't even lie. Oh God, there's nothing 20 years from now that I said that's no longer relevant now. Like, I'm not ashamed to say, look, I said some things back in the past I'm apologizing for. Like, wholeheartedly, I didn't know. I didn't understand or realize the actual effect that it would have on people. So I do apologize for my actions. But I'm here now. That was so long ago. That doesn't mean I still stand on that.
Yeah. Respect. So on the spot, who's your favorite H-Town rapper of all time?
Look, boy, gonna talk noise, but this don't count. Bun B ain't from H-Town. So, Bun B ain't from H-Town, so I can't say Bun B.
We're gonna lump him in there if you want to.
No. Because this is the thing that I had to deal with sometimes. A lot of scrutiny that I had to deal with, and no lie that I still deal with business-wise, is I'm either H-Town, Dallas, or Austin, or San Antonio. I'm a city boy when it comes down to the discussion of what I am, who I am as an artist. And I'm from none of those. So I get all of the feedback of that from people that are not from those cities that give me love. But when it come down to somebody saying it out loud, those cities get hot as hell. He ain't from here, blah, blah. So when I say that it's not a disrespect or shot on that, when you asking me something specific about a city, he's not from that city. So I don't
respect.
It's like that.
Respect. But and he claims PA. He says PA.
He say PA via H-Town.
Yeah.
And the funniest part, it's not no shot of disrespect, but H-Town will herald that and put it up. He just did the Houston Livestock and all that. He brought the whole city out because, he's a transplant. He's a transplant now, A-Shine, and he holds it down. He represent where he lives, but he makes sure everybody know for sure I'm from PA.
Yeah.
He just has that style and that respectability that he's accepted. They have flat out accepted him there. I'm from Herndon, Calvert, Texas. I represent 979. I say that all the time, and when it come down to a certain point, when people say, who's your best H-Time, blah, blah, then they ask, what about Chalie Boy? What do you hear? He ain't from Houston. You know what I'm saying? That's what I get. What about if I'm in the Dallas area and they saying, what's up with your top Dallas, blah, blah, blah. Y'all got to put Chalie Boy in. Nah, he ain't from Dallas. He ain't from Fort Worth, blah, blah. Now, when you break down who's your favorite Texas, I could give you a list. And it would all be authentic, and it's all a representation of Texas. But if you're going to say top H-Shine, I'm going to have to give it to, I got 3 favorites. Well, 4. Not in no particular order.
Okay. You're going to save yourself with that one.
Yeah. Face, Roll, Pokey. At one point it was Slim. And Cam.
Man, you name the, let's see, Cam. The song you did with him.
Which one? Call Me. I jumped on this Creeping Solo remix.
Call Me.
Yeah, you been on the R&B, man. So
man, I'm telling you, I got 5 kids.
Don't blame me for that, man. Stop putting me in that blame game part. Hey, I keep hearing what you doing.
That right there. But that's Strode, you said that, man. You put them in there. That's it Face, come on. You know, he just announced his farewell tour.
So I don't care what nobody say how fast they rap or whatever. He's the greatest storyteller ever in a rap.
You put him in top 5 of all time?
I do.
Okay, respect. So on the spot, speaking of hip hop, who's your favorite rapper of all time?
Favorite rapper
that inspired you for whatever reason, your favorite?
Man, Busta Rhymes.
Ooh, I was not expecting that.
That Busta Rhymes is my favorite for the fact that I never saw somebody on a level of his energy, of his crowd control, of his lyricism, his flow. Every time it was something different, and he also created all different types of music. Like he made a sex song sound super player.
You talking about the one with Janet?
Not just the one with Janet, but definitely the one with Janet. But like I said, like
I'm telling you, I was active, fam.
I know for sure. But he definitely he can make with the roughness of his voice, you wouldn't expect like that to have been a jam. Like first thought when you heard it, like what Busta about to do? And then he'll come around with some throwback leaders of the old school type lyricism, and then something with some current and bouncy. When I was growing up and I heard his style and everything, I'm like, man, that's wild, that's cool, and it didn't show. And knowing the background of where he's from, it was like they do that up there, and he gets accepted, or like how did he create everything that he created, get sound at some point exactly like his area, but yet grasp a whole genre of people like down here in Texas. A lot of people might not feel him, but it got down here enough to a store somewhere and somebody talked about it, and where it got to my ear and made me check out something, and then listen through a tape and find something I liked, and was like, he had enough of that swagger to bounce around the whole region and become a real popular dude off of his, from what I heard and what I thought, his lyricism and his flavor to it. So,
and dude can spit, bro.
And he is a supreme storyteller. My thing about listening to music was that, like, if you caught me, it wasn't just about, I wasn't listening to the beats, I was listening to the music. Like, I could figure out a way for my ears to tune out all of the beat knocking. Damn that, I ain't had no subwoofers and everything at a certain time, so I gotta hear the words for what they were. And I was all about listening to the lyrics and hearing how they sound. And every single song, no matter what topic, he would paint a picture, and like that caught my attention forever.
Dope, man. So that right there, knowing that.
Oh yeah, I'm old, so I ain't got no shame about saying that.
I'm just saying.
I'm a 79 soldier, you know.
It's all good. We in the house.
Yes, sir.
But like Busta Rhymes, I was not expecting that. You know what I'm saying? Because you have a totally different, y'all have contrasting styles, you know? And so I can definitely respect that, man.
The thing about styles though is like, okay, another thing about the H-Town thing. There's a lot of back and forth, because it's like I sound, to some I sound like I'm still in Big Mo's style. We have two totally different styles. And what they don't know is that at that time when everything, like, me and Mo were cool, like literally cool. Like, we would talk, hang, and know each other. Just like people wouldn't see the air. Like, that's nothing that I give or tell people about, because I got a few pictures that I don't care about showing you, because it don't matter what you think. I know what's up and what was going down between he and I. Pimp C and I were cool.
Respect.
We held conversations that didn't even involve rap. Like, it was just, man, how you doing? Like, they were genuine conversations. Like, man, fuck all the rest of that shit. If we had a time where we could have gotten a lab, which we didn't, God rest their souls. Even though we didn't, it's not important. Like, I know these dudes, and they know enough about me to where when we see each other, it was all love and respect. And I ain't worried about nobody else, man. You know them, I'm not with. Hey, on to the next. So,
respect on that.
A lot of beef was, generated by a lot of people that didn't even know that, hell, we communicate. Because they want their version or what they own to be the best thing, and how dare you disrespect. But he and I had communications, and there would always be a talk like, man, we don't sound like each other. We know we have musically inclined music, like music, R&B driven or sonically sound driven music. We both do that. I mean, if that was the case, why people did not hate Big T?
Exactly.
Why didn't people hate Billy Cook? You give them all their respect because they're from H-Town, but there was no, he sounds like he trying to steal Big Mo's style. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Ronnie Spencer.
Spencer. Like, H-Town was had a whole slew of sonically driven artists, and they were all working together, so it was no hate because of them.
That's what I miss, man. Like, Screw had brought everybody together, pretty much, on the South Side, you know what I'm saying?
Prime example, called H-Time Away From. And I always showed love to it. So, like, I can say he put the heart of H-Time on the map of the world, but he did not claim where he was from.
He really from Smithville.
He where he from first.
Shout out to Smithville.
And then
what's up, Zach?
He from Smithville, and he say that first, then say H-Town, hold it down.
Yep. And that's real, man. And it's crazy the genuines leave us. We've had some real genuine people leave us, but they left a lasting legacy.
Of course. And still talked about today.
Yep. And it sounds like you got the values where legacy is more valuable to you than money.
It is, man. Like, cause all that's gonna fade. Money gonna fade. Like, credit, houses, cars, chains, anything that you bought at a certain time that you thought is gonna have some type of lasting value is gonna fade. the retail on it is going to depreciate unless it's gold or diamonds. It's not going to hold no value, but even hell, your body's not going to hold no value. It's not going to last. It's not going to hold its upkeep. We are going to fade to the ground or wherever we going, wherever your belief is, what you think is going to happen. But we going to break down and we going to disappear some point. The only thing that's going to be left is the legacy of your name.
And on that note, what would you leave an upcoming listener or a listener who's an upcoming artist? What advice would you leave them with today to keep them motivated?
I'm an old head now, so this is probably gonna sound like some old head shit.
Hey, but it comes with experience, and experience is key to getting there. So don't downplay being the old head. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't get there.
All of this come, all of this go, and depending on how you handle it, it can come all around full circle. All it takes is you grinding in your motivation to keep pushing for your dream, because nobody else gonna believe in your dream but you. Nobody else care about your dream but you. Don't nobody care until your dream becomes reality that they was a part of it when they never were. Only they're gonna give you your flowers once you own and pop, and then they can be a part of it. But the whole process is you putting in that work. You gonna have falling moments. You gonna wanna quit. You gonna wanna do something else because you think that it's not working. And the whole time, everybody else that had the feeling you was gonna be a failure can't wait for you to tap out and quit. Put in your work. Put in this. Even though it's what I love, it's a business, so I gotta grind and be in tune with what's going on, how this business is changing, how you can stay relevant. I'm not looking to be on top. I don't care about number ones. I care about grinding and making this extra financial piece to go with everything else I do to keep supporting my life and my family.
Yeah.
Stay on top of you in this game now. Stay on top of your social media game with your promotion of your music, your platform, whatever. You might not have a lot of money. Whatever money you can invest in your promotion, you search for online those things that can do those things for you, or you do it yourself and just beat the hell up out of social media. Get everybody attention. Whatever you can do to gain interest on platforms. I'm not saying go crazy, sell your soul. I'm talking about whatever, however you can get attention and communicate in a true business form, and not make yourself look super stupid to get your business promoted in the ways you need it to. Stay on that hustle. Stay on that grind. It's not gonna fail you. It's only gonna help you, because each step that you gotta take, one step back, you're going to take 2 or 3 forward, staying on it. Because once you learn it, you learn to advance from what you've learned.
Message. Respect. Man, we in the house with the living legend of the 979 of the United States, in the state of hip-hop, the culture of hip-hop, rap music, Mr. Chalie Boy. It was an honor having you here. We appreciate you coming through. You mean what you say when you say what you mean, and I can respect that, man. So you Aggieland's very own, just like GK Studios podcast. And it's N.A. Trey, Chalie Boy, signing off till next time.
Appreciate you having me. I appreciate you having me. Don't forget, management for booking info, promo. This what you do. This what y'all do. Don't forget your info. 512-731-5842. My manager's name is Brian, a.k.a. B. Dibbles. 512-731-5842. You know the info commercials? One more time. 512-731-5842.
And Dibble's gonna hit you back.
512-731-5842. Yes, he is. He is my manager. He does manage for me. I pay him to do the things I need him to do. So no, there ain't no he call, give a price, and then I give a price. My price is the price that he tells you. If you want the business, fine. If you do not, fine. But he is a representation of me. I pay him to do his job, and we gonna get it in. And the number is 512-731-5842.
That's it. Hit the man. Get to work. Peace.
GK Studios.